Hey everybody, it's Connie with the Artisan Company and welcome back to my channel. You see my little garden back here in the back? Oh my gosh, I got some stuff coming up. But while that's growing, we're gonna go do some jewelry. So let's go. So, since I was on a roll with this bamboo, I decided that I was gonna do a pair of earrings, but something totally different than the necklace. Okay, so here we go. I got this brain idea, and this is where we are headed. This earring is not for the timid. It is only for those people who love big earrings and don't mind making a statement. So this is what you need to get started. You will need about, this is deer hide lacing, and it's just 2 or 3 millimeters. Let me see here. It is, okay, it's 3 millimeters wide here. I'm so used to buying this that I don't even think about the measurements of it. But anyway, it's deer hide lacing. You'll need about 10 inches of this. You will cut some of it off, but I want you to make sure you have enough to work with and you're not pressing your fingers too hard. So you'll need about 10 inches of deer hide. I'm going to use the leftover bamboo I had from the men's necklace, and I'm making a lady's pair of earrings here. So this was a 17 by 22 large hole piece of wood. You can use anything you want for the focal piece. I'm just using the bamboo. Okay, you will need a couple of 7 millimeter large hole beads of some kind. I'm using copper. You will need about 6 of a large hole 5 millimeter bead, and I'm using copper. You will need a focal point ring, and this one is 25 millimeters. It's paper thin. I mean, it's maybe a millimeter wide if it's that wide. Paper thin. I got these at Michael's in a big old bag that has all kinds of oversized jump rings in it of different kinds. And I love this one because I thought it was decorative, and I literally bought these to do earrings. That's why I did it, not even knowing I was going to do this one today. But 25 millimeter, you'll need a couple of those. These are a 7 millimeter large hole wood rondelle. And you don't have to use these, but I'm using these as close to my finish off. Okay. Obviously, you will need some ear wires, and I'm using the two-tone colored ear wires. I love them. I've got them in copper and in gold, and I love the way they kind of mix the metal color with the stainless steel, and I love it. So you'll need some kind of ear wire, and you will need a pair of scissors, something to open your ear wire with. And I'm using 2 different glues on this. You don't have to, but I'm using a super glue gel. And if you're using a super glue on any kind of beads, make sure that you don't get it on the bead itself, because it will change the color. It'll make it cloudy and milky looking and things like that. So I'm using this to secure my wood to the leather. And then I'm using the GS Hypo Cement Jeweler's Glue. I'm using this one to secure my metal beads on the bottom to the leather. And because it has that needle precision, I can get inside there without making a mess on my beads or my leather. So these are the 2 I'm using for that. Okay, let me get my head around it and we'll get started. All righty, first thing you're going to do, and this side's already done, you're going to take your scissors and you're going to cut an extremely sharp edge on your leather. And I'm going to put this up here so you can see how sharp I cut it. I mean, it's really a sharp edge, and you're going to need that to push through the beads. Okay, first thing you're going to do is put that big, large jump ring on. Guys, this is so fast. Oh my gosh, you will not believe. It should look like this. And you want to make sure that your leather is not folded. So it should look like that. Okay, next thing is your large 7mm copper bead. You're going to thread it onto the leather, and I may have to cut this one some more actually. Make it a little sharper. And I kind of twist mine and push them to get the ends to come through like that. I'm going to pull it down, and you want enough play up here on the top that this piece can move freely. You don't want it so tight that it's just, you know, too tight. All right, then you're going to put the focal bead on, which in my case is the bamboo. I'm going to stick it through there like so, and you have to work it sometimes because the beads are different sizes on the inside occasionally. All right, you're going to pull that down to meet the piece of copper. And if you pull it too tight and the bead comes too flush to this, that's okay. You can work it around. You haven't secured it yet. You're just getting your beads on there. All right, the next thing I'm going to do to secure this is I'm making sure my leather is not twisted. I'm going to take one of these flat rondelles. I'll get it out in a minute. If I wasn't talking, I'd be rocking and rolling, but I have to talk and think too, and it's just like sometimes. All right, so I'm going to pull that through. I'm going to pull it down. And see, just so you'll know, see how this little section right here is kind of buckling right there? You can see that. All you're doing is figuring out which piece of leather it is and just pull that piece. Okay. Then push it up to your focal point, whatever that is you're using. Now, in a minute, we are going to glue the inside of these together so they'll stick together and stick to the leather. But right now, we're going to get our main beads on. Okay, next thing you're going to do is take the 5mm large hole, and you're going to run it all the way up to this one. It's kind of like bead stacking on a different type of bead stacking. And this one may give me a little trouble because it's a hair bit thicker when I cut it off the spool. It was a hair bit thicker than the other one, so I may have to finagle it a little bit here, but I'm going to work with it. And that does happen because the lacing sometimes is not exact when the machines cut it. So you just have to work with it sometimes. I see it right there, but it ain't wanting to come through. Okay, there's one piece. Come on. Did I get them both? Did I grab them both? That is the question. Nope, looks like I only got one. Oh, there's the other side. Yes. Come on, baby, you can do it. And this does happen occasionally. Don't get frustrated with it. It's just part of working with lacing. Okay, here we go. We got another little buckle right there as we're pulling. That happens. Just pull the other piece. All right, pull it on down. There it is. Deer lacing is also a little stronger than the round that we were using to do the barrel knots and stuff with. It's a little stronger, so you can pull it a little harder. That's just, that's the nature of the deer hide. Okay, I'm trying to make sure that my two loops at the top are equal in size and length, and they are. So I'm going to leave that right there. Okay, the next thing you're going to do is take your super glue and you're going to glue the inside of, let me clean that off a little bit. I love aprons. You can just wipe everything. Okay, you're going to glue the inside right there. You're going to stick this little nozzle inside it. Put a little dab in there. Little dab on your rondelle. And you're going to push them together. Wiping a little excess off. Push them together, hold them. The good thing about the wood is that it doesn't ruin it. Sorry, what's the word I'm looking for? It doesn't change the color of your wood like super glue does on metal and glass and things like that. It doesn't change the color of your wood, so that's kind of a perk for that. All right, I think it's holding all right. Let me close this up. All right, done with that. Eyes up here. Trying to make sure there's no excess on it. I'm going to take just a little tiny pin and just wipe that little excess right there off, because my finger's too large to fit through there, but a little tiny straight pin is not. All right, so I think that's on there good. The next thing you will do is take your hypo cement, if you're using this, and we're going to open this up right here like so, and we're going to take that little needle, stick it down in there, put a little dab, and this comes out ultra slow, so you don't have to worry about it just going everywhere. Mash that right there. Let me close this up while I'm adding the other two beads, because it does continue to come out. All right. Almost done, guys. Almost done. All right. I'm going to let this set for just a minute, and then we'll put the last pieces on. Okay, so I let my glue set for about a minute. Next thing we're going to do is add these two onto here. So take your other two little 5mm and pull them where they need to be so that they kind of match the other side, one on each piece of leather. And let me see here. Let me put these side by side. That's about right there. Okay. Then you're going to take your scissors and you're going to clip each piece of leather at an angle. I need some new scissors, don't I? Whoops, don't want to clip it too close. All right. Make sure that they are basically about the same. All right, I need to clip that one a little bit more. An angle. There it goes. All right, they're about right there. Okay. Wow, almost done. Okay, you're going to take your hypo cement glue and you're going to go underneath each one of these little beads. Let me get my eyes down here. And I tend to go through the back part on the suede part when I do glue like this, because I want to make sure that it's not showing. All right, so I'm putting that inside there. I wish it would come out a little faster, but it is slow go. All right, there's that one. Flip this over to the suede side. Put a little bit of cement in there. All right. Close the top because it does come out continually. And get over here on this other side. It's like a shot needle. So it takes a minute. All right. Okay, so we're on the last thing. We're going to put on the jump ring. We're going to put on the ear wire, and we are ready to rock. Make sure both things are going the same direction. Goes that way. Pattern's pretty much identical on both sides of that. However, one is a little shinier than the other. Slide it on like so, and then close it up. There we go. Okay, guys. Yay! Look at these little bohemian guys. Gotta love them. Oh my goodness. I love these. Love these. So I had leftover beads and a few other odd things on the counter, and you just kind of use your imagination and throw them together. So, yes, hope you enjoyed this. I sure did. It was so much fun. Go try it yourself. I'll see you on the next project. Bye.